What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Death by Exile podcast episode. I don't know what episode this is, but it's
We're in double digits.
11. Episode 11. It
Little
says,
Charles.
yeah. So welcome everybody to the Death by Exile podcast number 11, episode number 11. Today we have a very special guest with us, Sir. What handle or
Eddie,
name?
Go ahead.
Eddie?
You gotta introduce
Eddie.
yourself, Paul.
Eddie Ugly.
Eddie, my name is Eddie.
Eddie. What's up, Eddie?
None of the extra stuff anymore.
No,
Just Eddie.
he's
no,
like
no toppings.
No toppings.
No toppings. Keeping it straight.
Pretty plain these days.
Dope.
Just Eddie. No more
Alright.
toppings. No more Eddie Ugly in the Chocolate Factory. No more.
I don't even remember that.
No
I'm
more.
a hungry chocolate monster. The only thing I remember.
The man with many names and many faces, Eddie.
Pretty much, yeah. That's a pretty good way to describe him.
So you
This
guys,
is a Lewis-based demographic, but
Yeah.
there's other
Our-
people that listen to it.
our mega fan Lou will be totally stoked. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck? Eddie's on here."
Yeah.
And to that, I say, "Yes, Lou. I'm directly speaking to you."
Were you smoking on a trippy stick?
Your podcast would be a lot cooler if I can smoke in here.
It'd be a lot cooler if y'all
you
were
can
smoking in
smoke.
here. I don't know.
All right, dude. So we got him here finally.
Yeah,
So
the man, the myth, the legend himself, I suppose.
I'm only
Just-
here 'cause I gotta do my laundry.
yeah. You guys guess number two.
Proper
I'm
response.
gonna say tough act to follow. Our first guest kind of killed it.
Yeah.
Who's your guys' first guest?
Ryan. Oh, Ryan.
Orion,
Camaro.
Camaro, my activist buddy.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
You know him. If you saw him, you'd be, "Oh yeah,
Anyways,
Orion." Yeah.
so
but now
let's
Eddie.
get to the nitty gritty. All right, you guys
who's-
both grew up on the other side of the border.
I didn't
Well,
grow up
I
on this side
lightweight-
of the
yeah.
border. I grew up in this-
We have to
Anyways.
know this, bro. You're Eddie,
Anyways.
bro. We have to know
Anyways.
this.
I grew up in Southern California.
Where?
Like, I grew up in Southern California. About
What's the Hope
about a-
Valley or whatever? It's called?
I grew up in Port Valley. My mom's house currently right now. I can skate from my mom's house into Mexico. When I wake up at my mom's house, I can see Mexico from her backyard. It's
in Calexico.
Calexico, yeah. I didn't grow up in Calexico. My family lives in Calexico. I grew up in Hopeville at my grandmother's,
Oh,
That
okay.
was Hopeville. I was trying to remember what it
which
was.
is a smaller
Oh.
town east of Calexico. So it's a tiny little one elementary school, one junior high.
Just
one
in the
high
middle
school.
of the desert.
It's a tiny little desert town.
Damn.
It's a tiny little desert town. I didn't meet a black person until I moved to Northern California. I knew
What was the demographic there? You tell me.
Just
It's
all
great.
Mexican.
No. It was
the demographic is Mexicans, Swiss farmers, and Portuguese.
Okay.
Just
yeah.
farmers.
That
Like
makes-
basically all
yeah,
the
makes
Swiss
sense.
farmers that came here during
In
all the
that-
Swiss farmers
that
came to
area?
Imperial Valley. So we had the Swiss fair every year. So it's So you were either Mexican, you were super white and blue eyed, or you were somewhere in the middle. You were a Portuguese person.
Doesn't that sound like one of those the Third Reich ran away?
Dude, super. Yeah, Nazi
To
sleeper
hide
cells.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
it's a
Yeah, that's classic. Like, yo,
I
hold up. Why is all the white people out here with blue eyes, blonde hair?
I remember those
Look
Swiss
into
kids.
it
I
and
remember
figure out that they were like
Hey, I
a
remember those Swiss
camp
kids. I remember when the Swiss.
funded by like a Nazi
I
Third
remember when
Reich
those Swiss
party.
kids hit puberty. It was like a foot difference.
No, dude,
All the
I know those kids by name because I went to
Damn.
I knew them all since
Oh,
we were
fuck.
5. I remember playing Power Rangers with them all the way to junior high. So I remember this kid named Billy Lehman. He was 6 foot in the 6th grade.
God damn.
His mom and dad were both teachers, and they were 6'5", 6'7".
God damn.
That sounds like a fucking experiment.
I
dude.
remember these kids' names. I remember this kid named Michael.
What?
I remember this the whole thing with umlauts and things because there was this kid named Michael Omlin. And I call him Michael Omlin. He's like, it's Michael Umlin, Eddie. It's Michael Umlin.
Umlin,
He's such a
man.
fucking prick. But that's why I learned about those little umlauts or whatever
Umlaut.
from the Swiss kids.
Wow.
Because every time I call him Michael Omlin, he'd correct me. It was Umlin. Michael Umlin, Eddie. It's it's a weird demographic with
That's nuts.
Yeah.
it's a lot of farmers. It's a lot of you can recognize people by families. Those are the hell pickers.
Fuck.
The hell
Yeah.
pickers, the
I live-
hell
yeah.
picker farms.
Yeah.
You just know.
What do they grow out in the desert? Cotton?
No, it's the opposite. Because in the winter, crops can still grow down there.
Yeah.
So it's too cold in Northern California for crops here. Down there, you can still grow a lot of alfalfa, lettuce, stuff
It's like a
that.
light spring, right?
So it's weird because the demographic. So it's all the Swiss and Portuguese kids, and then you'd get your your migrant kids who like you would see during certain times of the season because their family would travel with
Farm
crops.
the other
Yeah,
crop.
so like you get a lot
Ah.
of people that come from like Salinas, Santa Maria, that area that follow the crops.
Yeah, that's an interesting phenomenon too, like migrant families that follow crops and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So
I remember in my middle school, I had a class with some of those kids, and it was just so odd. Like they would just show up out of nowhere. I was like, "Oh, what's up with these people?"
Yeah, I remember them by name. It's weird. I remember the one black kid I knew. His name was Bryant Darby. He was he's the most athletic kid in the whole fucking town.
Wait, hold on. It's like the 6 foot Swiss kids.
No, yeah,
One black
the
kid.
6 foot Swiss kid.
Hold
was
up.
He
So
was
it's hold up.
he
It's
was
one
a big
black
fucking
kid.
brick. Like Brian Darby was athletic. He was
He was just built. He wasn't like.
he was
athletic.
one black
he was tall,
kid.
built. He was like he
Third
looked
Reich
like he went to
experiment
puberty in sixth
children.
grade.
Yeah.
Like he
And
looked
Eddie.
well developed when we were like I was 11. He
Mexican
looked really
people.
well developed. He was but he was half Mexican.
Oh, okay.
He was Brian Darby and I got suspended for calling him Aunt Jemima when we were 10.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. I think I'm about to cut that.
Hell no, we're keeping that for sure. Damn, you threw that out that early.
Holy
We're
fuck.
friends. We're friends, and he got mad at me.
Where'd you come with? Dude, you had
He
to
got
hear
mad
that.
at you?
Dude, you did not bring that up. Come out of the blue.
Oh,
That came from somebody
fuck.
else. Who told you that one?
I'm just
I got
gonna
suspended for
bleep
calling
it.
Aunt Jemima.
No, I mean, where did Aunt Jemima? Someone else. You had to hear from somebody else. Just know you came out with Aunt Jemima at that age by yourself.
I don't know.
Damn.
Nothing came up. I don't think it was like it was like
God.
That's pretty advanced. It's
God.
like racial insult.
Okay.
It wasn't like shut
Okay.
up, darky, or anything like that.
Alright.
You went straight to Aunt Jemima.
Jeez.
I mean,
damn.
So what's
racism
up?
wasn't
So
like,
what was up
it
with?
wasn't like racism wasn't a thing over there. Like
Yeah, it
because-
was just
because
whatever.
You're just pointing
So-
out something that was
so-
like, what you thought was the obvious.
Did you go? He went to your high school, or what did you
You
say?
didn't make it to high school there.
I mean,
You
no, I
was
didn't
a
make it in
kid.
high school.
Oh, as a kid.
sixth
Okay,
grade. It was
sixth
junior high.
grade. Okay.
Do you? Okay, this is
But
like,
I knew Brian Darby since we were like 5.
Okay.
yeah.
He was my
When did you
friend.
get? When did you come to Stockton?
No, I was gonna ask him. I was like, before you, okay, if you never came up,
I
and
came
stay-
in. I
oh,
came
no.
to Stockton, and then I left, and I came back again.
oh no, hold on. Before we get to
Okay.
that, if you had never came up, what are the chances you'd be working for Border Patrol?
High.
Fuck, dude.
As,
Fuck.
that's what everyone does over there.
Ah,
You
fuck.
either move
Art,
to San
what the
Diego or you
fuck?
work from-
Art,
Hell
what the
yeah.
fuck?
No, that's
That's
serious.
what everyone
That's
does.
what everyone
Cool.
does over there.
That's
Cool.
like- That's like a career path over there. Like as a matter of fact, when I went over there,
God.
last time I went over there, the Border Patrol, he told me his last name, and I was like, and then he asked me, what are you doing here? What'd you come down here for? I was like, oh, I'm just visiting my family. He's like, where are you from? I was like, oh, I'm originally from Hopeville. So like he was from Hopeville, so like
Oh,
which
shit.
is a small town. So like, and he's like, how old? And he asked me, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 30, or I was 29, 28, or whatever age I was at that time. And he was all like, oh. Did you know Devin and Preston? I was like, oh yeah, Devin and Preston, blah blah blah, the brothers, right? I was like, I only knew him up to the 6th grade, and he's like, oh yeah, those are my friends. Like if you
Guess what, buddy?
if I
You're my
say-
pal too.
If I say like I'm from that age and I lived in Hopeville, California, then you can be like, oh, at some point we knew each other.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's how
y-
small of a town it was. There's not even no
Y'all bumped into each other without even knowing it, probably.
like,
Maybe.
we probably had a class together.
Let me
Maybe.
tell you, when Eddie, because like you think about it like this way, the way you described it, think of it like a Northern Carolina state that like a town is propped up for one thing. It's a coal mine.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
only industry there.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, Eddie's that
The
one
only-
industry
yeah,
that would
one
be there
of-
would be
yeah.
like the Border Patrol.
Would be a
But
main
in my
one.
mind is Eddie missed his calling. Because let me tell you,
Eddie,
if there was
I don't know.
one job Eddie would have thrived in, it would be border fucking security.
God.
No, like,
Hell,
No.
okay, this dude,
You're
he'd be one of those
wasting your
dudes that would
talents out
alter-
here.
He'd be one of those
Why
guys
are
that
you
would have
out here,
altered his
Eddie?
uniform where it
Go
was
back to your
sleeveless.
calling.
It would have been it would
I
have been
think he
sleeveless. He would have had like the war daddy slick back.
I think you guys, because
Oh
you
my
guys are not from there, you guys don't understand like what Border Patrol do. Like they do a lot more than just fucking
No.
hump down Mexicans in the desert. Like that. That's like
No,
not
they give
even
him water.
That's not even like
They
those are
brought
like
it.
those
It's
are
like a DMV worker.
those are
Yeah,
those are
okay.
you're thinking of like the Texas like desert border patrol. Like these border patrols.
No,
in
I don't
Imperial-
know.
There's
I
no
don't
desert you
know.
cross in Imperial
Okay.
Valley. There's no big ass lake
Yeah.
or
What
river.
I'm
or
saying
what-
is,
there's
I don't know
Imperial Valley.
what kind of border patrol. I don't know. What
No,
kind of
but I'm
border
saying
patrol it would
any
be.
kind of anything of authority. I understand what you're saying. It's like a DMV worker basically.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
are thinking-
Okay,
I-
it's
I
not
think
so
I'm saying
hardcore.
Eddie would be the one that'd be like,
Into it.
oh fuck,
No,
yeah,
that's
sure.
all, no. I mean, and then,
And he's like, I don't know what kind of portrait art is trying to paint right now.
Dude, 'cause I know
Dude.
he sees what I see in my mind right now.
no, it's just
You see how he sometimes
They-
flips
they
it a
have,
little
like-
bit on you?
They have like normal ass jobs and shit. Like there's some that just literally sit there and
Eddie
and,
would
like,
have
look
a
for drugs
quad
in
for
your
no
car.
reason. I'll tell you that
No,
right now.
I've never seen one on a quad. They ride like a
Because you haven't had to,
like
Eddie.
Jeep
Because you haven't
Explorer
had to.
type
No,
things.
dude, Eddie goes over the border. Dude, tell him like you're a kid. You would all the fun shits in Mexico.
Yeah, like well, if,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're from a small town, well,
Yeah, you go to Mexicali?
Calexico is a small city, but you cross over to Mexicali, you're in.
It's a
you're,
huge
you're
fucking
you're in a
city.
full blown ass huge city. So like
Yeah.
everyone just crosses.
That
over,
is
do
such a
things.
weird dynamic too that a lot of people don't. Like when I was younger and I would go to Mexicali, it was such a weird dynamic of being like, oh, I'm in a small American town, and then you cross over the border and you're just like in a vast city.
You're in a,
Just
you're in a city. I mean, it was weird like crossing
so
over
weird.
and like hanging out in neighborhoods where there was no electricity still and stuff. Like I
Yeah,
remember
Yeah.
like hanging out with this kid that lived in my grandmother's neighborhood. My grandmother didn't live in the poor because it's like by neighborhoods. There's neighborhoods. My grandmother lived in a more advanced neighborhood, so they had electricity. But this kid I knew,
Didn't.
this kid I knew lived in the neighborhood, and he went to school with this girl he liked. And one day he's like, "You want to go to blah blah neighborhood?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, I don't know anything. But we went to this neighborhood where like there was no electricity. Like it was weird to me. It was like a
The person you went there with, were they just like, oh, yeah, this is just normal?
yeah. I mean, he kind of like pressed me. He's like, he told
Hey.
me not to make like TV references and stuff like that because she
Yeah.
might not get him and stuff like that. Like or like I don't know. It was weird.
man, yeah.
I spent a lot of time being quiet because
Dude, same shit.
yeah.
When I would go visit my grandma and I would be like just kicking it with my cousins and stuff, I'd be like, just don't say anything. I just like just let them talk.
sometimes you feel like you come from privilege when you don't like you go from
Yeah.
from being a normal person like a
Bro.
lower middle class person, you cross over and then like you feel like you come from privilege and like
Yeah, for me it was even weirder because I'm straight up from Stockton my whole life. So when we would go from Stockton to Mexicali, I was like, I feel like I am lightweight coming from privilege, but at the same time I'm like, bro, my privilege is Stockton. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So to me it terrified me because I was like, honestly, like you're not that far
Like
away.
a glass bottle there does
You're-
not go to waste. Like it goes
Yeah.
from drinking to smashed up for security purposes.
Yeah, for me it was always always like you could
And
end
others.
up there so quickly.
I mean, if you
you
think
know?
that, you think about like returnable Cokes, like that's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
a thing where they're,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they
you-
still
you buy-
recycle the bottles.
you
yeah,
buy-
the bottle does not go to waste in those.
You can
Yeah.
buy the plastic ones,
Which is
but,
so
like,
fucked up. It's so weird. It's so weird. Because it's
I'm-
right on the border, too.
There's a lot of cool things about it over there. Like in the
I'd-
morning, going to tortilla shops where you can smell tortillas and stuff like that.
Yeah. it-
That'd be
that-
tight. I
at
would-
that-
I would
it's
that
like
aroma
cool.
in the
at
air.
the
Waking up in the morning and like you're gonna go get. You could go with your grandma. I would go with my
Yeah.
grandmother, go get tortillas for
Tortillas,
breakfast. And
yeah.
You guys go to Paneria?
we'd go there
Yeah.
sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
you'd
There's
stop.
good food out
You'd
there,
walk
man.
to those things with your grandmother
There's
and
great
like you can.
food out
You see
there.
that pink box and you'd be like,
That's out.
You know shit's about to get
I didn't
fucking
fuck with the
starchy.
pink box, but the
Yeah.
tortillas, like corn
Oh, but
tortillas, get a bad rap.
at-
But if you ever have a fresh one straight out of a
Yeah,
fucking like
dude,
factory,
so-
straight
yeah.
out
I
of
like corn.
they're fucking amazing.
The house that you would stay at over there, or you were in Calexico, it had running water, right?
And the which house? The one in
Your gr-
Mexicali?
your
The one in
grandma's house.
Mexicali and the one in Calexico.
Yeah, they all.
They all
yeah.
have it. See, where we were going, where we would go to my grandma's old house out there, it had no running water.
Oh yeah, no. My
You know,
grandma.
so we would stay at that house, and I would just be thinking in my head, like,
You
how
had
the
to-
fuck
Did you get?
do
pump-
these
was
people
it,
not have
Was it
running
pump water, or you had to go get it from like a well?
No, they had like a sink that would work and shit, but like the restroom was like was just an outhouse pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah, they later on added a restroom into the house, so that they had running water, you know. But the original house had no like. It was just like a fucking outhouse.
the first time I actually like I used like an actual banyo, like an outhouse,
Mhm.
and I didn't know like that the lady in the neighborhood, like she had like her whole backyard was like basically rows of like what I thought were porta potties.
Oh shit! Okay.
And what it was is that I guess that property she inherited in that neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
was just like that was the public bathroom, and you paid them
Oh, to go in there.
to go in there.
What the
and
fuck?
so like that was just like their racket. And it was like
Public
a little,
restrooms,
It was like
wow.
this little old lady who had this home, and in her backyard was just chickens and all these porta potties. And that's like
They
when
have
we went
running-
to go. Me and my buddy went to go build houses.
Yeah.
When after we graduated, I was like, "Oh, this lady's just the that's her hustle. She's the public bathroom."
Well, you used to build houses in Mexico.
Oh yeah, I did for when we graduated high school.
You
Cool.
went to Mexico?
Yeah, I told you that when me and my buddy Mark went to go build houses, and we like built the most shittiest houses. I thought like legit. I thought like just in my mind, I thought we
Oh
were
my-
going to like learn a trade. Like I thought, oh, these like some,
Carpentry
Like, no,
shit.
no, I'm serious. I thought it was like
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity, like Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
And no,
Wow.
what it is they get it's free labor. What it is.
Impressionable
You get a
young
skilled
man.
worker to explain to children because technically, we're 18, but we're dumb as hell. We're still kids.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Young adults.
we're gonna separate you guys, and then I'm gonna show you like each. You guys are gonna do a step, and then hopefully you guys all do your steps correctly, and, this
And they'll
person
build a
has,
house.
like, a functioning shelter.
Build a house, a shack.
So we got to do. I didn't get part of foundation team. I got part of structure team. So we built the frame,
Okay.
and then the next team was to do the installation,
Oh fuck.
and then the next team
Did
after
you learn
that.
anything?
What?
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I learned about how churches get tax-free free labor off impressionable kids who think they're getting a trade and just got. Oh no! I also learned that when we went there, they had like a big
Wait.
group meeting for like the youth pastor. He's
Hold
like,
up,
Why are
or-
you guys here?
Hold up. How long were you out there for?
Oh, like 2 weeks or something like that.
2 weeks. Okay.
And we were like, you're almost like, okay, why? And then my dumb ass, like, he's like, like in a group in the crowd, he's like, why are you guys here? And I'm like, to help Mexican, like, to help these Mexicans out, dude. Like, I'm here to like La Raza, no, to help these people out.
Help
you know?
Mexicans.
No, you're here for. He straight up told me, no, you're here for Jesus.
He's
You're here
like,
for Jesus. Jesus wants you here. That's why you're here.
you,
And I
oh
was like,
God.
well, do you think maybe he could also want us to here to build these homes for these people that don't? And we even do. They're not even real homes. They're additions. Like they're like rooms the size of that. That we did. That went
No,
onto
no,
their
no.
existing structure of a home.
That's a home, bro.
I mean, it's another room.
Yeah, exactly.
The way you utilize it, I don't know. I don't know what I'm
Hey,
talking
that's a
about.
weird thing though in Mexico. It's like everyone has additions to their.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like as their kids get married, they don't move out. They add an addition to their
the
house.
That's what
house.
we're doing for one of the kid and his lady. I guess we're expecting, and that's what we're doing for one of them.
Yeah, they don't move out. They just add an addition to their all home, and then they move in. Like it's a weird.
And they gave us some warm ass Pepsi to celebrate when we're done.
They didn't even
No, we got some warm ass Pepsi.
Bro, that's so specific.
Hey, it was so hot. I was like, I'll drink that.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll drink that shit.
Yeah.
It tastes like it came out of a microwave. I didn't care. I was
Oh wait, what part of Mexico were you doing this at?
outside Tecate.
Okay, that's
Oh, you were in Baja still.
Yeah, we're still
Yeah,
Baja, dude.
Baja.
Oh, you're not gonna send white kids to fucking outside that area. Come on,
I mean, I've never been out of Baja
hey,
either.
let me tell you
Yeah,
something though.
me
When I
either.
came back on
Only
that bus,
Baja.
I got a little bit of a tan while I was out there. I was nervous a little bit when they started checking IDs. I was like,
Oh,
oh man,
fuck.
like I'm
I've-
kind of in the wrong bus right now.
I've never even used I've never even used a
Our friend-
passport. I've never used a passport.
Yeah, our friend got over with a Costco card.
Yeah, but
Jesus. Fuck.
as long as you just say U.S. citizen and they just kind of check your English. If your English is-
Allegedly.
if your English is accentless, they're like, oh yeah, you.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders. Roll time.
What was it? What else did he say besides Go Raiders? He's like something else.
I'm gonna watch the movie later now.
What's
Wait,
happening?
What movie is this?
Born in East LA.
Born in East LA. Oh yeah.
There's that skateboarder in that movie, isn't there?
No, it's Paul Rodriguez's dad.
Paul Rodriguez.
Paul Rodriguez's dad is his cousin that comes over and he doesn't speak and he thinks the message answering machine is talking to him as Jesus.
I think that's called schizophrenia.
That's the skateboarder's dad, right?
He's a professional comedian. That guy. His son became. They have the same name. He became a pro skater.
He's a comedian, right?
His dad's a comedian.
Yeah.
Yo, so Eddie, you went out there to Mexicali when like COVID was kind of
Yeah. Just recently.
recently, right?
Yeah.
How was that? How was the people?
No.
Did they have masks on and shit?
This
Or?
fool told me.
I mean, yeah, no. Like,
I mean, if you don't want to comment, it's okay.
no,
but-
I mean it's
Be real, dog.
no, like it was like some people like really really cared, and some people. My mom told me like that before I got there it was super strict, and it like they were starting to lay off
Okay.
now. But I mean, I went to a bar and it was fucking packed.
Oh,
It was-
fuck.
but like it was weird. You had to wear a mask to get there, and then once you got in,
You could take it off.
you can take it off, but you had to be around your table. You
Like,
went
walk around.
allowed to roam around, but like
That's not the video he sent me. Holy shit.
What did they do with a flamethrower there?
Fuck. No, he like he told me it looked like the video looked like this fool had like a straight on like fucking like what do you call those things like a flare fool.
Yeah.
Like he said it was like a birthday or something.
it was like a shot, some kind of shots. I don't know. It was
Oh
cool.
god.
It was fun.
Is it a live band playing?
They
and
have
shit?
fire
Yeah,
shots?
oh no! Oh, see that.
Do
that
they
was
have
like,
fire shots
no,
there?
See, that was
Okay.
like the more official bar I went to, right? So that one had like all those restrictions. Then my sister's boyfriend was like, this place is kind of fucking like yuppie-ish. Just you want
Lame.
to go somewhere cool? And I was like, yeah, sure, And like, cause the drinking is like, alcohol's supposed to stop selling at 2 a.m. just like here.
Okay.
But we went to another place and it was like,
Whenever.
it was whenever. I think it was like 3. It was already 3-4 in the morning and like. There was zero mask. There was a live band,
fuck.
everything going on. Like,
Oh,
like,
fuck.
not a single fucking mask was wearing. It was shoulder to shoulder. It was packed. Like
At
they
any
were still
point,
selling alcohol.
how
like,
how long were you out there for again?
this last time?
Yeah.
Just like 3-4 days, I think.
3 or 4. Oh, okay. I was just saying. At
What?
any point, did you see any ambulances and shit?
No, I hear
No?
like the hospitals are people are just dying now because they're way past capacity. the
Yeah.
hospitals and stuff.
Yeah, that's
way
how.
over-
That's why I was asking.
They're like they don't have the infrastructure to deal with the pandemic. So
Not at
people
all,
are
dude.
just dying over there now.
We were literally just talking about how there's some neighborhoods that have no lights and other neighborhoods that have no running water.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
Or
Yeah. Okay, on the
sewage.
scale from when me and you went to that Paisa bar in Lodi to that bar, what was more lit? Because remember that one guy was on this all fours dancing.
That bar had a fucking
What?
that
In
bar had,
Lodi?
Yeah,
That-
Oh my God.
Some
that
Paisa
bar
bar
had
full
a,
and
that bar had a ska band playing in the middle of a pandemic. So that's
Yeah.
pretty fucking lit.
No,
And I'm not a fan of
yeah.
ska.
Oh, dude, anyone that says they're not a fan of ska is a liar.
I'm not.
I'm
If
not
you
a
know
fan
what
of
ska
ska,
is,
dude.
if you know what ska is,
I'm
you're a
not
fan of
a-
ska.
but it's kind of you were kind of right because when I was a kid, I loved ska.
Oh,
there was,
fuck
like,
me
in
too. I'm not gonna
everything.
deny
But
it.
like
But now I can't listen to it. I
Like,
can't listen to it at all.
Mexican ska is not really ska. It's like this weird like reggae pop ska.
Oh,
infused,
God,
like,
no.
that they're all like obsessed with over there. It's like pop music all involves ska over there. But I don't think they even know anything about ska or like.
It's definitely not like the Southern California.
Yeah, it's not Streetlight
Like
Manifesto
ska.
or fucking
Yeah.
Oh man.
what's it, Goldfinger or what?
Gold, real big fish and Goldfinger.
Yeah, it's not that kind
Mighty
of
Mountain
ska.
Boston's.
You're
Real,
thinking- It's
real
like this
big
weird,
fish.
like,
you know.
reggae-ish pop ska thing. Like
Yo, y'all see that new Gwen Stefani fucking song that just came out?
No.
Date this episode. Why don't you, Bob?
I don't know what's called. I mean I don't know anything about Gwen Stefani.
Bro, she just
I
came
know she
out.
fine as
She
fuck, that's
came
it.
out with a new
Only
song.
blonde girl I ever
I
liked.
saw it like a day or two ago, and it's just like like some ska-esque like pop song.
Well, she comes
And
from
she's like
that.
55 or no?
Yeah,
how,
but that's like what her the no doubt is a ska band.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean,
I mean, she does that song with fucking Sublime. I saw Red.
mm-hmm.
Back when she said, "Dude, like that's the one thing I like about Gwen Stefani. All you people talking about don't steal my culture.
Holy
You're
shit!
fucking,
Where'd that soapbox come from? Fucking artists standing up,
fucking, what's
on
what
a
do you call it when
soapbox.
you're fucking like stealing someone else's culture.
appropriate,
Yeah,
appropriate.
culture reading. Dog, she's been doing that shit for years, and like she made it work, fool. So she can make it work. I don't care.
I mean, she made a career out of
You're
it.
so
Yeah,
right.
dog. I mean,
Why
dog,
would
she-
you say
she
something
made it safe for white
so
girls to dress like cholas?
Provocative, so provocative, but
I
yet
think
so
we're
brave.
So brave.
I think everyone in Southern California appropriates cholo culture.
For real.
I-
dude.
Yeah,
Have you
dude,
seen
what's
that
up with that, huh?
That's
Hmm?
what I want to talk about. You see that
What's up with
documentary-
that?
You see that documentary on Netflix just came out?
No, which one, Art?
Oh, the Cracker White family. Dude, I
Okay,
swear
whoa,
to
whoa, whoa.
God.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
No, they're for real, for real. So it's this dude that
I
the
just
chick
pissed-
that got shot.
I just pissed off my coworker by saying the word cracker too much.
Oh,
Uh,
you don't mean nothing.
He got mad. He's like,
No, when,
Oh shit! Now Eddie has a soapbox.
He said-
Now he's
No,
standing
buddy.
up. Oh
he
fuck!
said, he said, I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that. Everyone just laughed at him some more.
That's hard. That's fucked up.
Dude, the cracker will never be as hard as the R word. I mean, the
Okay,
N-word.
no,
I'm sorry.
yeah, definitely,
Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean-
really? Like, oh, you call me a cracker? Like, oh,
I
ow.
mean-
Yeah.
there's
I
such,
mean-
there's no oppression behind cracker, really.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I bully every white person at work. Like,
Yeah.
Once I start making cracker jokes, everyone joins in on him, and then I'm pretty sure it doesn't feel good, regardless of like.
It's
No, hell
piling
no,
in,
bro.
for sure.
Yeah, 'cause you're
but
putting them on the
there's
spot and
no
shit.
like, there's no cultural like historic like like
But the intention is
scar behind
the
it.
intention
what-
is
what
there.
about when-
Ah,
when-
true.
Made it by a TV actor.
What about when I tell my coworker he's giving me school shooter vibes?
All right, that's
good.
fucked up.
That's what I say. I love that.
Yeah, that's
it's
fucked
like
up.
School shooter. You're a
Yeah.
school shooter that didn't get the motivation.
To
Hey.
shoot the
No,
I
school.
had this black coworker. What did he say? He said hey, I bet you when the teacher said what comes after AK, Jeff said 47.
That's what's up.
Fuck.
No, but there's a documentary about it's called on Netflix, like Why Did You Kill Me? And it's basically what happens is these cracker people that grow up like in Riverside in California.
Yeah.
And they when they first put them on camera, because like my cousins talk like this. My cousins are half white, but when they open their mouths, they talk like this. You know, like I'm from from the Ville, homes like that.
Okay.
So,
Everyone talks like that in Southern California.
I'm saying no,
it's
like
obnoxious.
yeah, but like these white people who look white as fuck until they open their mouth, and then how they dress too. They dress like fucking cholos, like the white kids.
Okay.
That's like Southern California.
Cholo
Southern
appropriation, dude.
No, that's just how it is, though.
California culture.
Yeah.
It's either you're like
Sorry,
some
I didn't mean
wearing
to-
Billabong,
Yeah.
or like you're wearing like cholo clothes, or either
Like,
that, or like you're wearing Billabong and
The
Quicksilver.
white guy talk like he talks like quiet, but he goes like this, do it, like he's like, but
It-
obviously he's not Mexican,
Yeah.
but he's grown up
He's-
around that culture, so that's what he knows, dude. That's how he dresses,
Yeah.
how he acts, how
Yeah.
he speaks. His mom is the same way. His aunt's the same way. They sold meth, so they're not innocent. But basically,
Okay.
a bunch of kids in the neighborhood like that were in a gang shot up and killed like their sister.
Allegedly.
No, they for sure did it.
Okay.
So then what they did is they got her old chola white girl photos when she was alive,
Uh-huh.
and they catfished the gang members that killed her
Uh-huh.
to like get information about them.
Did they get caught for this?
Yeah, they got busted, but their mom used to sell meth. She's not all right. She's not there, dude. Like even in the interview, you could tell she's not all there. So like she
This is
starts,
all
like,
public-
getting
this-
rival gangs to try to do hits on these dudes that
Is
she
it-
gets.
Is this all public knowledge?
I'm not doing. I'm gonna channel this shit from somebody. This is all on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
For a
like,
second,
she
I thought
starts-
you-
Hey,
okay.
did you watch that show? The whites of
Hell yeah, the whites of God,
The one I
what,
told you about, right?
Yeah, the whites of North. What is it? It's some like Appalachian town. The whites of
the whites. Did you watch it?
Yeah,
It was
yeah, I
fucking good,
did.
huh?
You said the
Yeah.
same thing 3
God, what is
times.
that called? The whites of
It's like it's like the grandson of a famous tap dancer.
yeah.
right? And it's like their family. Something the whites of
They're
something.
called, their last
The
name
whites
is
of
their last
something.
names are the whites.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're like known in that town.
The whites of Virginia. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
The whites of West Virginia. That's what it is.
I was watching it and I was like, man, this is fucking good. And I watched the whole fucking thing and I came over. I was like, dude, you need to watch the whites of Virginia. And I've never met. I've met.
I've never-
Ask you. I forgot to ask you. Did you ever watch it?
Look, there's two ways to watch the show. One, as
two ways.
entertainment, and be like, damn, there's some crazy. Like that's like what my dad would be like when you like I said, my dad finds Okie people entertaining. Like my dad would love this show. Like he'd be like, me, what were a trip. But then there's another way to kind of look at it, where like this family is like just, dude, like they can't win. They can't buy a bucket, and then like the town is like forced to just deal with these dudes.
Dude, town's fucking.
Fuck.
hates the whites.
The town is just forced dude, like, and then you think of another perspective where like you get these like like the whole shit's going around with like kids getting shot with like for having their hands up or
Uh-huh.
no due process. Dude, these white people break the law constantly. They
Fuck.
break the law before they wake up. Let's put it that way.
Fuck.
Like,
You know,
God damn.
it's got that weird the whole weird tap dancing like backdrop. You know,
Yeah.
the whole show, which reminds me of Gummo. The tap dancing scene in Gummo.
yeah.
Like so, like the whole show reminds me of the tap dancing scene in Gummo. Have you ever watched Gummo? You watch Gummo?
No,
He's never seen.
I've never
Oh,
seen
you have to
Gummo.
see it. I mean,
Know of it
if you-
though.
if you
I know of
find
it
Crackers
extensively.
Interesting, then Gummo is the movie to watch. the whites of West Virginia and
Like a good like
Gummo,
no,
those
no
are like great movies to watch. If
Yeah.
you find cracker culture.
know-
So you guys just
you know what's
like.
like fucked
Has your
up?
dad seen Gummo? You should show your
Oh,
dad
I
Gummo.
probably could show. Well, look, it's like fake cracker. Like what's eating Gilbert Grapes is
Uh-huh.
like Hollywood romanticized like poor white folk, like story. That
fetishized.
is not even close.
Fetishized
Gumbo show like
poor white folk.
Gummo and like the whites of West Virginia, like that's the real shit. Right
But like Gummo's made like supposed to be like all artsy and like indie film, and then like the whites
Yeah.
of West Virginia.
Yeah,
is-
I know of the movie.
The whites of West Virginia.
it's
is,
like a white version of Snow on the Bluff.
Yeah.
yeah, but then the whites of
Yeah.
West Virginia is like a reality TV show. It's not supposed to be artsy or like indie, but it comes out looking like an artsy like indie like.
There's
white-
definitely perspective on it. Like every episode, like God damn,
It's
like,
an aesthetic film.
it keeps going on.
The whites are crazy, dude.
That's a show.
the
right?
name,
Yeah, the Whites of West.
the name
Virginia.
instantly like draws you. The Whites of West Virginia. I seen that.
So-
Man, I have to watch that.
And it looked like
So yeah,
they're
that,
having a good old time sometimes.
They
Speaking
do have
of-
a good old time. They always have a little drama with each other.
Yeah,
They're always
speaking-
smoking weed,
dude,
doing
that's-
coke.
that's awesome. That's such a great segue into our next bit, which is our ads.
All right, we gotta
been-
make a bad.
It's been 30 minutes, going on 30 minutes.
All right.
So that means we need an ad break. So our first, speaking of Whites of Virginia, this podcast is sponsored by Eggs of White. It's a
Egg whites?
egg whites. Yeah, there you go. So it's the whites of your eggs. That's what it's called.
I'm gonna
And
go
if you
with-
use the promo code,
I'm gonna go with Bud Ice.
what is it? The Whites of Virginia.
Yeah, the Whites Virginia.
If you use the
Bud Ice.
the promo code Whites of Virginia, you'll get half of carton of whites for half off. I don't
Alright,
fucking know.
you have an ad?
Another? Do we have any other ads?
I did Bud Ice. You got to add?
West-
Make a bad.
Western medicine.
Western medicine.
Western medicine.
promo code Weast. That's how you said East. But
All right, so let's fast forward to
yeah,
Eddie.
that was our ads.
All right, so let's go fast forward now to you guys starting your bands. He's doing Kismet.
I'm doing Kismet.
Oh, yeah, that's
You're
how I
doing-
met you, huh?
And that's how you guys met.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
in
met
Davis,
because
right?
we got booked on the same bill in Davis at that.
What's it called? KVD.
No, it's
it's outside. It's behind the Red Rum Burger.
it's like University of Rock or something like that.
Some shit like that. Yes.
It was like a thing where they taught kids music,
It's-
rock music.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it's off of Richards Boulevard.
it's like in a super like Davis like school area. Like
But it was our show.
It's like in an affluent like white neighborhood and like
I don't know. I don't know
like-
if that show was our show was anything though. Like it was just a weird like random ass show. We all.
That was a show with the. There's a place in There's a place in hardcore place in violence for hardcore, right?
No, that's the second time we played. We played the first time with you guys, and then the second time we played with Zero Progress.
And that was when the Chains came out.
Yeah, that's when the change.
No, wasn't that the same show?
Well, you played with Zero Progress was there?
Yeah,
I-
because there was one. So after you guys, I want to say there was that really straight edge band, like
Yeah.
super straight edge.
Yeah, that's what came. Yeah, yeah. And
That
he
dude,
was-
when he was giving a speech at the beginning of his set, you remember that?
Yeah.
I was thinking in my head like, bro, I feel like I should leave. I feel like
No,
I feel like a bad person
that's-
just
that's
being
when that-
here.
That's when that guy said it because he was preaching about there's no place in hardcore for
Yeah,
violence.
and then the
blah,
band
blah.
afterwards,
And then Zero Progress came after.
that was like the super. I don't know if it was a gimmick or something.
Yeah, it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Singing.
No, so then the main singer of the
you know that's the guy from Hard Times, right?
for real.
Yeah, that's
I played a show with that. We
that-
played a show with that dude.
that's the guy from Hard Times. Like they have that really famous blog now, and like they
Yeah.
sold the Hard Times for like millions now.
I'm on one of the
Anyways.
covers.
They sold Hard Times for like millions.
Small world,
Yeah.
small
Yeah,
little
it
big
was
world.
him. It was him. He
But
said
you
it-
remember when he goes out there, he's like, "Nah, fuck that. I got some chains." He's like, "I want violence and I want
he said-
violence."
He said he said something
That
like-
shit was
he said- he said
ridiculous,
there's no place.
dude.
He said there's no place for violence. He's like, join a gang. He's like, join my gang. He's
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
There's a place for violence and hardcore, and it's right fucking here. And then he pulled out a bunch of chains from a bag and he threw them in. And he told everyone to swing chains.
Yeah, dude, that shit was
Were
hilarious.
you nervous?
No,
Or were
like,
you like,
"Ah."
I need to grab a chain real quick and like not
no,
be a
because
victim?
it wasn't that packed of a show. If it was a lot more packed, yeah, I would have.
Did anyone grab a
Maybe,
chain and start
yeah.
swinging?
Yeah, that's a joke, you know.
Oh
Like,
my
but it was like it was a distance. It wasn't like too gnarly.
Yeah, but that shit was hilarious
But it was
because I
funny
felt like
that
it
he
came
made-
out of nowhere.
It was
Both
fun.
bands.
I think he
I was like, what the fuck?
he rented a limo for a show one time.
That's awesome.
He showed up in a limo to one of their shows, and
Fuck, that's
was
so
a-
obnoxious.
they did the whole like wrestling. He did the whole wrestling persona thing because he was hella into
okay.
wrestling. So like his
Yeah.
whole thing was like
You
a
wanted to be a heel.
like the whole his whole
Definitely.
thing was like a wrestling
The
persona. thing.
hardest
He was a
heel.
wrestler.
He's like wanted to be a heel. Like you wanted to be the villain
Yeah,
of the show.
yeah. He would call bands out like versus me versus them. You know, but
Yeah.
it was like a whole persona. Like some people really bought into it. Some people fucking hated him.
You know, I really did that a
It was
lot.
interesting.
Believe it or not.
They were banned from the Gilman.
Who?
What's her name? Cyndi Lauper.
Really?
She was like big into like the wrestling culture.
Oh yeah, she
I-
was. Yeah, she
I almost
was.
got banned from the Gilman.
You only got banned from the Gilman? How?
Everyone stopped me. I was gonna make a joke and then I said,
Stop.
Why? Was it the armless tit joke?
No, it was
The armless
No,
bitch?
it's
I-
cool.
it
It's
was
cool.
how many feminists does it take to change a light bulb? And then the punchline is none, because feminists never change shit. And then I was,
Pretty good.
Beep. It's just that's all
But
it's gonna
I told the joke earlier to AJ and Julian, and you know they got a little giggle out of it, but they were like, And
like,
then
hell no, you're gonna
Yeah.
sink us.
and
Fuck.
I was been drinking, and I was like,
I've been drinking.
and they handed me a mic,
I've
you
been
know, they handed me a mic, and then I seen like some straight bang people out there, and I thought they'd find it funny. I was like, hey,
Oh
wanna hear a
god.
joke? And then as soon as I was like,
Fuck.
and then as soon as I said that, I
Looked at the crowd, you heard crickets.
no, I seen all my friends. They were like, there was no, and then AJ looked at Julian, and he counted in hella quick before I could tell the joke.
That was good.
They like
Fuck.
looked at each other, and
AJ to the rescue on that.
they looked at each other, and they like counted in and counted, and right before I was telling the joke, they counted in and started playing, and I was like, and ruined my joke.
Do you even get
No, they didn't let me tell the joke.
Did
'cause
you get your we're no crutch? Fuck you. Start off.
it was like in between the set. You know, it wasn't like at the beginning. It was like in between the set. We had played a song, and then we had a little like break, and I was gonna tell a joke, and then they.
Fuck.
I guess I didn't realize how PC Gilman was until like later on.
Dude, I didn't think it was until like the whole like recently. I thought it became way more with the whole like banning independent T-shirts or Iron Reagan T-shirts and stuff like that because they have an Iron Cross on it.
I mean,
And it's
Oh
like,
fuck.
I mean they
yeah.
banned Zero Progress for saying bitch.
dude, they try to they.
And it wasn't even in that context.
that-
It wasn't in the context
yeah.
of like a woman. It was like something Zero Progress bitch or something like that.
the
They
that
call someone
ceremony
a- they
that
call
ceremony
s-
show I went to, half the people dropped the bill because negative approaches on it because of some shit that he didn't even say. Like,
Mama.
in
you
the
guys want
80s.
to FaceTime my mom?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Let's have her on the podcast. Hey everybody, we have another special guest, Eddie's mom.
Hey mom,
Just tell her you're on the podcast.
how you doing? I'm just hanging out with some friends. What are you doing?
Whoa.
Oh, it's not your mom.
Dude, it's the Terminator that's looking for me in art. Hang it up, hang it up.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, mom.
The Chinese government is onto us, art. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Should we do our escape plan?
I know, dude.
Burn the house down
Nice
and
try.
fake our deaths?
Love you, mother.
I'll get the cadavers in the car.
I love you too, mother. Bye.
You believe that Chinese bot that just called you right now?
Yeah, can you believe that Chinese CCP operated bot?
You fell for that? That ain't your
Dude,
mom,
we gotta
bro.
go, bro.
Yeah, that wasn't your mom.
I'll go
fool.
get. Dude, you
got
fucked
it.
up,
Yeah, for real. Fool, you fell for the algorithm.
bro. They just got all your eye color information.
Sounds like my mom.
They just got all the colors of your eyes, bro. Like
I think it's
that.
because she's so close to the border. It does that. Sometimes.
Nah, bro, we gotta burn the house down and fake our
CCP
deaths.
Done got us right now.
It might have been Saudi Arabia. We have very powerful enemies. Eddie.
When
You
I go
don't
to Southern
understand.
California, I either gotta completely like.
There's lost episodes of this
block my roaming.
podcast,
I either
bro.
gotta call AT&T and say, hey, can you or I gotta turn my roaming completely off, because sometimes I'll get so close that I'll pick up Mexican towers,
Oh,
or-
okay.
Oh shit.
or I paid for the month to get So usually I'll just pay for it so I can get like.
You should just go pocket Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's cool. I think I only paid like $30 for the month last time, and
Yeah, like pocket Wi-Fi is like $60 for like.
No, like I paid $30 and I had service. But like you can see it in the corner of your phone. It'll say, what was it? Is it Telcel or whatever?
Yeah.
Telecel.
You can see it in the corner of your phone. Like it's switching from towers, from American towers to Mexican towers.
Yeah.
But like I don't think my mom has that set. So like hers cuts in and out because her phone would be trying to pick up other towers or whatever.
All right, you don't gotta be a Chinese apologist. All right, so.
I was like,
Alright,
actually,
yeah.
Bob, I don't want to burn my house down. Can we just squash this? Can we just squash
All right,
this?
so let's
No,
get back to nitty gritty.
no, we can't.
Fucking, networking, getting bands to play with you. Bands,
mean-
like how does that work? How does Stomped Out Productions, ran by Fonseca and Escalante Co., get people to come to your address?
Dude, how did that happen?
That's what people want to know, dude.
How did that happen?
For me, it usually was a friend of a friend.
But how did you network to get bands to come play?
I remember like we just went to Anthony's house and we seen the basement. I was like, man, we can throw a Halloween show here. That'd be hella tight. You know what it really comes down to is you play in bands, and like, no one's gonna book you. No one's gonna book you. Like,
So you booked yourself.
no one's gonna book you in Stockton. No one's gonna book a Stockton band. Like, no one really wants to book you. So, and like, if you already have your own set of friends that you know are gonna come on and watch us, I can just do this shit myself. I don't like need you. Like, I have.
But how
I
do
have
you
my own-
attract doing that? How do you
So
attract outside
do you
acts
think
to
because
come?
you and Anthony had wanted
Did
the
you just-
basement as a venue?
Yeah.
And then you guys do shows that other people were like word of mouth, like, hey, these guys have,
have
a
a,
spot.
a venue.
I think
And-
it's a combination of having a spot and having friends. I think because even if we didn't have all the outside people who showed up, we still have like all our friends. I think it's having this giant like,
But I'm saying like,
because like people would always tell me like, man, people always say, how you guys get so many girls to come out to your shows? And I'm like, girls, what girls? And I was like, oh, that girl, oh, those are my friends, you know, like
my cousin, homie.
you know,
Yeah.
it'd be like it'd be like just like the friends like Ashley, Felicia, you know, just normal our friends, and to the outside perspective, like, oh man, there's all these girls at a punk and a hardcore show, and usually there's none, you know.
I'm not gonna throw any names out there, but yeah, there's definitely like times when your like friends, coworkers come over your house and they're just like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
I think it,
really? Where do you like just live on the internet and like never come out, never see like general public people? Like you
I-
get so excited to be like around.
I think it was, we had a spot, and then we had such a big group of friends that it made it seem like it was such a lively scene. But I mean, it was just really just our friends. It was just our
But-
friends, and then people seen that. Oh shit! I want to play that show because there's people
There's
there.
people there.
There's
Yeah,
people
you
there, and
know-
then they bring their little group, and then you have another, and eventually it turns into like, I'm booking the same. It was turned into like, I'm gonna book that band because they bring their little
Group of friends.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it eventually would just turn to like 100.
But how did
people
it
packed in a
get? But
basement.
how did it get to like you going to the submission and like you getting bands like Ebu to come down to Stockton and stuff like that? How do you go from there to that network to that level?
It's for me, it's the exact same shit that Eddie was talking about. Having a space, having friends who are like talking to bands or networking themselves, you know, and I'm just being there, like just being there at the right moment at the right time, and being like, yeah, like we have my house, and then you can come through and play.
It's opportunity. Like I
Yeah,
think a show
opportunity.
got canceled, and then some word of mouth like, hey, you know,
And
these guys
Stockton,
have shows there. You know?
Yeah, that's what it feels like in Stockton. Is more
think
of
we-
like that.
We had that one show that had like the beautiful ones on it, and it had like, was it the Mongoloids were there?
yeah.
Like it was like a bunch of like big bands were there, and like the big thing was that Anthony and I never kept any money, so we were
Yeah, same.
we were able to like
Same.
pay these guarantees because like
oh,
there
okay,
were-
yeah, like I forgot that was a big thing you guys were always telling me about.
it's guarantees, and
yeah.
like so like we didn't mind like the guarantees that much because all money went to the bands anyway.
Yeah.
And a lot of the bands would disregard the guarantee because they knew we weren't making any money.
Mhm.
They knew we weren't making any money, so like they would be like, we're like, hey, this is all we made at the door, and they'd be like, oh, it's cool, like, you know, like, and then from there we got
Hooked up with like the Bay
Wolf-
Area
yeah,
shows.
we got hooked up with Wolf Bailey, which is a big promoter. He's kind of a dick, but I at the time I was like, I hated him because he's a dick, but I get it now. He's just looking in the best interest for all these bands who are probably constantly getting ripped off by assholes, you know.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee. He doesn't know me. He doesn't like. So like his attitude toward me is just the best interest of the band.
But you guys had
Tough love.
when you guys handed it off to Chris, you guys had a pretty big like
Yeah.
record. I mean, like address book of fucking names,
Yeah.
bands, and like
Yeah, we had a lot of
contacts.
emails, and we didn't have time to. I was like, Chris just, and I think Chris wasn't ambitious enough. He didn't care enough. You know, Chris just wanted to give people a place to play. So, as me and Anthony were more interested in getting hardcore bands and punk bands and things that we were interested in, and then we were interested in like quality. Like we wanted to have one or two shows like that were bigger and like provide a scene. You know,
Yeah.
Chris just wanted to give anyone a place.
It wasn't selective.
Yeah.
Chris just wanted to give anyone a place to play. And
That's
fine,
where
too.
that's where the I always say, and I say this with love, but the tragedy of Hella Sad Fest 3 failed because
There was too many bands.
that lineup was ridiculous. It was like all day. Remember that show?
Was that the
Let's get back.
There was
Let's
the
get
one that
into
was
local
it was
local
at
legend
the-
shows.
It was at the Plea for Peace, and it was in the hot ass summer, and it started at started at 11 and didn't end till like 9.
yeah,
It's
a
the
bunch
one
of them got
It's the one
knocked
where
out.
Nick knocked himself out at.
Yeah. Knockout Fest.
I don't remember these shows no more.
Oh,
You know what's
dude.
funny that you're talking about this? What's her name? Andrea just asked me if I knew of any bands because she wants to throw
A show
show in
at
the
her
orchard.
mom's
the
mom's
orchard.
ranch.
No, dude, like this is okay. This is the one where like it was hella fucking hot. Popular Kids Made Tacos. That was like what they were doing outside. Remember?
I don't remember.
I have photos of the show, but
When you
it
opened
was super ambitious. Hell of fucking bands.
Hella
that-
drinking.
It was just like two. It was
Hella day drinking.
dude. It was a hot. I think it was like one of the hottest days in the year. It was in the summertime.
That's what me and Anthony were like super like.
Hella fried fest.
And we
Hella
were like, no,
roasted
like,
fest.
We were like more focused on like I don't want to say quality because it's not like we only had good bands play. I
Uh-huh.
think we were only focused on like bands that we liked. You didn't have to be like good, but it had to be a band that we liked and
If I gave
Y'all
you
got-
like
you-
if they showed up and gave you guys some merch, it'd be like fuck yeah. Versus like
Never mind.
thanks, I don't want this.
yeah. Like we had like bands like Gorilla Stomp who like were from Fresno. Like they weren't big or anything, but we liked them, so like we would book them. You know, like
The banner.
yeah. It's just the banner was huge in the early 2000s. It was just whatever we really liked, and then through
How would you
that-
get in contact with them?
Wolf Bailey. That we became we became Wolf Bailey Central Valley
Like a networking. but-
yeah. So
Hub?
yeah. So like if anything was going through like the Central Valley, Wolf Bailey usually would call us because
He
Sacramento
knew.
Sacramento had just lost that hardcore venue, so there was nothing really in between the Bay Area and so like we were kind of like a pit stop. We weren't like a main stop for these bands, but we were like a pit stop.
It was a good pit stop.
Like what
area.
happens if like our Bay Area show got canceled and then we have a show coming through that way? Okay, that show got canceled, so these guys can provide us the show
Yeah,
that we
the
got.
show.
I mean,
make a
and
show.
if I wasn't more ambitious, I think I could have booked in the Bay Area through Wolf Bailey. If I was more ambitious and cared about money and like I just didn't care.
You
that
could
much.
have for sure done like an
Yeah.
apparel thing too,
Yeah,
and
'cause-
like to be like just to like
Cause
to
I'm-
make off of it. You know,
Because that first
Monetize your grind.
that agitator show was like him throwing me like a bone at me like, hey, you can have agitator in the San Francisco, that you can handle that one, which is like kind of a big deal.
if he was an e-girl, Eddie would have made
If-
fucking bank.
If I was
Tell
more
you right
if
now,
I was
right
more
now.
interested in like making a business out of it and making something out of it, I could have, but like I don't know, I just didn't care that much. I just wanted a place for my friends and I to play. It's really all like,
Well, I think that's
That's
also.
good,
I'm saying
though.
that that's
Yeah.
also the you being pure about it.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, like not trying to like hustle.
yeah.
Not getting it
I had
twisted.
there was no hustle in it. There was no like, it was just like, man, like we can't. None of our friends' bands or our bands can get these big shows or can get the shows with the bands we want to see. Like if I book him, I can throw whoever I want. You know, like
Yeah.
5150. Like there's never a show I didn't put them on because I hella liked them. Like,
Bro, I used to
were
love
like
playing
my
with
They
5150.
were my go-to band. Like,
Yeah.
I'm throwing 5150 on that shit. Like, they were just hella fucking good. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I still listen to 5150 till this day. Those stupid idiot nerds, like like you look at those idiots and they're like, you don't think like it comes out. Like, you look at Gabe and you listen to 5150. You don't, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
He does the airplane he does on the airplane. He swings around like that's his move.
But I 5150 was gnarly as fuck. They were good. They were like a good band.
Any
yeah.
show where
They weren't good because they were
any show where Rub gets into his tidy whities is
And then
gonna be-
yeah, and then we had that was a big attraction for people like Ruin, like Ruin.
the Manimal Jr.
Joe Jack Witt. He was like people.
Oh my
people,
God.
people like always talked about that guy. I was like, fuck, you don't know what a handful this guy is, because
Dude, there's so many
Like,
good stories about it.
in between all this, I'm trying to juggle like different scenes who kind of didn't get along with each other, and I didn't want to. I'm trying them not to fight them, and like someone being that sloppy is a reason to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no
Fuck.
malintent, but like it's just a lot of room for a fight to happen.
Let's segue to a little story real quick. That's Javier's Halloween story.
Segue.
Well, we're gonna do our
Segue.
segue real quick to Javier's Halloween show. Eddie will like this.
Hopefully.
Well, while he's taking a piss, what's your just we were all talking about the stomped out stuff. Like, how was your networking? Like, how did you go from Casa de Bob to getting like bands like Evu to play at shows? Fucking
Well, for me,
did you book
I never book directly. I always just get referred by people.
I'm saying, were you part of getting Twin Peaks booked at the it's the
The thrift.
No, not the thrift. Right here down the street, Yosemite.
Blackwater.
Yeah, Blackwater.
No, I don't think. No, I was never a part of the actual like getting in contact with bands and like networking with them directly.
But I mean, you did all Bobfest stuff, obviously.
Yeah, that was. I just knew the right people, I guess you could say, who were already networking with bands.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they had shows open for like people to be an opener, they would ask me. But yeah, and then when they would have, and when they would have, when they would have shows fall through, they'd be like, "We need a spot," and I'd be like, "All right, we can use my parents' house as a backup." But I was never really serious about like getting shows or anything like that.
All right, so before this full splits on me,
yeah.
fit.
Back to the segue.
Halloween house show, Javier's. Everyone's having a good time.
Rub punches the light.
Rub punches light. Rub goes on. Rub goes on stage. First of all, my friend Rudy is already in the mosh pit dressed as Jesus in a wheelchair. So.
Oh yeah, and Aegis dressed as Hulk Hogan.
So yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Fiberglass.
Now
he got sick on his fiberglass. He had a fiberglass mustache.
No.
You know what's weird is
he probably cut his lungs up.
This is not even that long ago, and
fuck.
This is not even that long ago, and I like.
It's 5 years ago.
I wouldn't have got away with like dressing as Hitler.
Oh, okay, dude.
No, we talked about it on the podcast.
Did we?
Yeah, the only sold. The first photo I ever sold is at a show, and it was Eddie dressed as Hitler. It's in my first zine, and I remember telling him too. I was like,
"Do you have it? Do you have the first zine?"
It's right there on the thing. But I was like, "Hey, somebody bought that photo of you dressed as Hitler for like $6."
I got away with it. No one gave me shit about it either. I mean, I probably get away with it because I'm not white.
You know, you could have.
I mean, but his Hitler slash was like a paisley red bandana.
Okay.
So
yeah.
It wasn't like the best Hitler.
It was
costume.
homie
It
Hitler.
wasn't like I had a Hitler.
But
mustache.
obviously, it was obviously he was
Sig
Hitler.
Chale.
Like, they would be like, hey, that's like low budget Hitler.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was.
Fuck, dude.
I mean.
But someone bought that photo.
It's not like I didn't have any intent with it. You know, I was
monetize your grind.
It's not like if a like a legit like white supremacist with like oxblood suspenders came up to him and was like, "Yeah, I got some literature for you, brother." Like Eddie would have like took it like, "Oh yeah." Man.
I think it was I was mocking it. You know, I think it's I'm mocking it. I think it's so like goofy to me that I.
Absurdist.
Yeah.
It's so goofy to me that doing it to me is not insulting. It's just so goofy.
Yeah.
Like it's so stupid.
But not insulting to you.
Dude, we laugh at like fucked up shit all the time, and it's funny to us.
Uh-huh.
But we understand that there's a contents to it. Like we would never like be like, why don't you find that funny? But just the fact that we find humor in it, it comes from somewhere of like we're laughing it off.
Yeah.
We're
it's kind of a hard sell.
We're laughing it. No, fuck that. Like we're laughing it off. You know, like
I think it's because we're Mexican. Honestly. Like,
yeah.
I think it comes with being Mexican. Like you ever hang around with Mexicans? All they do is like make fun of each other.
Me and Cruz are talking about this. Yeah.
And like they give each other like whatever.
You should be insulted at least like 5 times a day. I'm serious, in my opinion, because it makes you like
thick
dude,
skin. It gives you.
Where's all the
skin.
Mexican school shooters? Let me say that.
Yeah, man.
They don't exist for a fucking reason.
You ever notice like Mexican people, whatever disability or whatever thing you got going on is how you got your nickname? Like that's you ever notice that about Mexican people? Like
fuck.
You ever notice that about like older Mexicans? Like I'm talking about like Mexicans, like Mexicans, whatever like ailment they have or whatever like disfigurement or like whatever like thing that you might call a handicap is how they got their nickname, or whatever. Maybe they had one bad day or you know, something bad. Their nicknames never come from something good.
Dude, hey, so talking about that,
like Anthony, they could call him Peepees because he pissed himself when he was a kid. Like,
fuck.
Like,
yo,
you know,
tell me why.
You remind a 20-year-old white dude about him pissing the bed in front of his friends and see if he doesn't fucking like
shoot
cry
the school.
or like.
No, he'll write a blog about him or he'll tell him this person brought up a very traumatic thing about my past.
And like Anthony's uncle told me like that they called him Peepees because they pissed himself. Like, hey, Anthony, you used to piss yourself when you were a kid, and he's like, yeah, I guess I did. And he's like, I like the way it felt. And like, it's not a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the hard skin comes from being Mexican. Honestly.
So did you see that fucking video of this lady? Because you know how people smash your face in the cake?
Yeah, like that's another thing. Like
fucking dude. So somebody put like a plastic like thing in the middle to keep it up.
No.
This bitch came back out like fucking lodged in her cheek.
Imagine if Trevor got his face smashed in the cake, or fucking Brittany got her face smashed at her 10th
There would be no
birthday.
Columbine, I'll tell you that.
Like that's traumatic. that's traumatic to white people.
Fuck.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like in front of all their little school friends. Like
I mean, look what happened. Look what happened to Carrie. She got punched, dumped on her. And
No, that was blood, dude.
or whatever. That was it real blow or was it punch?
It was blood.
Oh, that was fake.
I think that was the whole thing. Was like it freaked her out because it was real blood.
I'm saying like, that's the whole traumatic thing. If that's just a day in the life of a Hispanic
Right.
person.
Like, yeah, like
or am I remembering that
you,
wrong?
you know, like
I'm
think
probably
about it.
remembering
I
that
talked
wrong.
with Lewis. You guys, super fan. We talked about like
Shout out.
a Mexican kid's birthday party is a day of humiliating him. They smash your face in the cake, and then the whole piñata thing where they like spin the piñata and cover your eyes, and they pick it up and they drop it on your head and
Yeah.
they watch you like
What the
That's
fuck,
That's my
dude?
favorite.
I've never seen that.
You never
shit.
seen that?
No.
You've never had your uncle like.
pick up the piñata.
Oh, yeah,
so
fucking
you swing
with
it and you
you.
miss it,
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then
yeah,
they let it
fucking
go, and then
with
everyone's
you.
laughing at you. Like,
Yeah, fucking with
humiliating you
you.
the whole time.
Sorry, the way you said it sounded
Yeah.
like a whole ritual thing. I was like, wait a minute, what?
No, it's not rich. I mean,
No, I
almost-
know, yeah, no, I know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what.
yeah,
You, no, I know exactly what. Yeah, when they're fucking with you and it hits you on the
Yeah,
head.
and they're like,
Yeah.
they're
Very
like
funny,
They're like
haha.
humiliating you on your birthday.
Yeah, dude.
But it's all no. But in
But
a
that's a great.
but in a way too. Like if a stranger went and did that to you, your family would be like, yo, that's
yeah,
that's
dude, they're
fucked
gonna
up.
fight. Someone's fighting. But that's
because
a.
it's like stuck in the content of like your family
Yeah,
where it's
that's haha
I-
funny.
not only that, but I think it is a way to like to strengthen you to like
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
like,
in a
be like,
way, yeah.
don't be soft like
Yeah, don't
like,
yeah.
you know like
Don't cry over spilled milk.
yeah
Dude,
like that. Don't-
My grandfather has a video of me in the 6th grade when I like got into like alternative culture. And I think I have like Chucks on and like I have like some kind of like silly
Alternative.
bracelet on it, and he's like recording me, and he's like, "I'm recording you, so when you get older, you see how stupid you look." Like,
He was like, "Oh, you have no idea."
like you know, like I.
My
I think
friend's
about
mom
how
did that to
fa-
him, but when he was crying, she said she took a.
This way you know not to This way you know not to be
soft.
soft.
Taking photos of him. He's like, this is so when I developed you can look how you can see how stupid you look when you
Oh
cry.
my
Yeah, like a punishment.
But that's a great spot to cut it off. Talking about memories and mementos, just
Hold on,
like how
we got
this
one more.
podcast.
We got one more though.
Just how this.
Hold on, we gotta
we
do
could
some
maybe
go-
do, we could
we
do
gotta
this
do some
bonus
got,
content.
no, we gotta do some gotcha journalism right now. my
No,
boy Eddie.
we could do this.
All right.
We could do this after.
This is for
the
Lou. This is for Lou. Since Lou's our demographic, and he might.
No,
start,
we got to
he
do
might
it after
start
the
our
outro.
Patreon.
We got to do it out. Yeah, we'll put this on the Patreon.
All right, when
But
lost
thank
your-
you, everybody.
No, hold on. When you lost your virginity, you for
Oh,
the
God.
candy bar or whatever box of chocolate, you didn't tell me you swooped from Lou.
You swooped.
Oh,
You've been confronted.
You swooped from Lou.
Ha ha!
Yeah, he
Oh.
took
You
her to,
fell
he
for
took
our
her for a date,
ruse.
and then all you had, he said you got hella bum because
That Chinese robots worked for us the whole time,
Took
Eddie.
it from him.
And for years, I told everyone that Louis stole my girlfriend. I would tell the complete opposite of the story. Like, yes, I was dating this girl. And
You
the
heard
next
it here
thing-
first.
Next thing you know, she's fucking Louis. But
In reality, what happened is Lewis took her to the movies.
Johnny Cash.
Oh, really?
Lewis took
Damn!
her
Walk the
to-
line.
Fuck,
Took her to walk the line.
Yeah, you took her to see Walk the Line, and they were dating.
man.
They went
And-
back to my house, and I was trying to play Pokemon on Game Boy Color, and
And you smashed?
no, I was trying to play Game Boy Color, and they kept trying to turn the lights off, and I was like, I am playing fucking Pokemon.
Oh,
'Cause
fuck.
they're all making out. I'm trying to play. It's back in the day where
It was
Yeah,
it
there's
was
no-
important.
There's no light. There's no
Yeah.
light. There's no backlight. There's no
Yeah.
backlight.
And I was like, I'm trying to play Pokemon, and then
Fuck out of here.
and then Ruben told me he goes, hey, her name was Shellen Gray.
Shots out.
Her name was Shellen Gray.
No.
Ruben was like, hey, Rihanna's friend Shellen said she'd fuck you if you ask her to be her Valentine. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. And I was like, pass her on the phone. And I was like, hey, you want to be my Valentine?
Be my Valentine.
She's like, yeah. I was like, cool. And
She's
then-
like, smash pass
and
granted.
And then Ruben and I had like the fuck. Now we gotta get him Valentine stuff. So we went on S Smart on Hammer,
Uh-huh.
and then we fucking grabbed a bunch of chocolates and ran. And then you know,
You didn't take her, dude.
And that was
you
while
didn't-
she was
and
talking to Lou? That's
so
while she was
Lou,
talking to
Lou
Lou?
did the pick and shovel work, and then you just swooped in, and
Well,
Go
it
ahead,
kind
Lo.
of sounds like she was down though. Like she was like telling him.
so Louis, this is for you. This is for closure episode.
yeah.
hey Louis, but
Full circle, Lou.
Louis gets the
Again,
last
we're
laugh.
speaking to earlier. Yo, hold up.
Cheated on
Hold
him
up.
with the Taco Bell guy.
Oh, you hear that? See, karma.
oh,
Full
yeah,
That's
circle.
from I love her. She
Full
worked at Taco
circle.
Bell. I was like my.
Oh, are you serious?
She worked at Taco
Oh.
Bell.
Swear.
Dude.
I mean,
You
this
didn't
girl-
tell me that part.
This girl was like-
Treason.
she was like,
Treacherous.
she was fast. She was like,
But
she was
anyways-
a lot more grown. I was
Anyways,
15,
this is
she
a
was
good.
16.
Yeah.
She had a
I want to
job.
hear this.
Oh
She had a
man.
job. You know, she worked at Taco
You didn't tell me
Bell.
she worked at Taco
Fuck.
Bell.
Yeah,
This story
like my
has
first girlfriend.
this story has many turns and many twists. But again, we are at the end of the podcast.
All right, Lou, you
So
got some
you got-
closure.
yeah,
You didn't
Lou,
tell me
again,
something to talk about.
we spoke to
She
Lou.
was fast.
Lou,
She was a fast
Speaking
girl.
to you directly once again, just like in the beginning of this podcast. I hope you are satisfied and or okay. Please don't. Please, if you need. Anyways,
All right, Lou, you better start the
yeah,
fucking
have a
Patreon.
good-
That was
have
for
a
you.
good day, you
want
guys.
$1 donation at least.
thank you again for listening. Drop a comment and a subscribe and a like or whatever on the channel. Please and thank you. Have a beautiful day, and yeah, that's it. Outside last ad is Flat Screens Emporium. Every flat screen is 2 off if you say disinfected wipes in the promo code area. Anyways, yeah. Okay, have a good day. Bye.